Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, my name is Chuck Keels, and I've been leaving little videos on YouTube and Facebook about an experience that I went through with a journey that I had with cancer. And what I've found out was basically there's people out there, they're a little shy. They don't want to talk to me on the phone, and I can't tell them my story, and I can't give them the hope that I want to give them based on what happened to me, my fight and my recovery from cancer that they told me I had 3 months to live. So I'm gonna make a video right now. I'm gonna make a video and tell you my story because everybody should hear this. And it is absolutely unbelievable. And I still can't believe it happened to me. But 3 years ago, I was actually getting sick and having pain. And I ended up at midnight at an emergency room in Arizona, where I live. And basically, they ran some scans. And they came back, and basically they said, you have 2 fractured vertebrae in your back. I haven't fallen. I don't know, how it happened. And they said they had a pretty good idea what was going on, but they wanted to run some more tests, which they came back at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the hospital emergency room area by myself, and they said it's cancer related. And my head's spinning. I basically am sitting there wondering, is this the end of my journey? Is this it? Cancer is a death sentence. So basically what happened with me was they wanted to bring in some doctors to do some more in-depth testing. They came in and started drilling into my hip bone, my lymph nodes, and doing biopsies. And so after a few days, the test results came back. They came back and took me and my girlfriend into a hospital cancer clinic room, and they shut the door and they said, there's really no way to candy coat this. They said, it's so bad we don't even know where it originated. We can't figure it out in the testing because there's so much cancer in your body. They said, you're at stage 4 and you have 3 months to live. Head was spinning. Wasn't really crying, but huge tears rolling down my face. And we left there and went home and said, what do you do if you have 3 months to live? What do you do with your life if you have 3 months to live? And I wanted to just go back to Ohio and spend time with my mom, my dad, my family, people I love. So basically gave away, these little lessons are crazy. My material stuff, I'm not trucking my stuff across the country if I have 3 months to live. Gave away 96% of everything I owned, except for a few suitcases with some clothes. So basically gave it all away. People were wondering, what are you talking about? Come and get it. Come and get that leather furniture, that flat screen TV. Come and get it, because if you don't, it's going to be on the curb at the end of the day, because this stuff just became material stuff. Didn't need it. I just want to go and see my family. The day that I was going to leave, I actually suffered what they call a compression fracture. A compression fracture is a broken back. A disc in my back just said, I can't hold you up any longer. The reason why, it was softened, it was damaged, and it was brittle, and it's called metastasis. The cancer has been in there for who knows how long, and basically I was falling apart. The fire department got me and took me to a hospital on the other side of town called John C. Lincoln. And the reason why I verified that it's a different hospital is they wanted to run their own tests. They came back and they said it's prostate cancer. It started in your prostate and you let it go for who knows how long. And so basically what happened was they said it goes to where it's fed. So cancer went into my lymph nodes, into my bone marrow, and it pretty much carried it all over my entire body. My long bones, which is your arms and your legs, my spine, the back of my brain, my pelvis was pretty much saturated with cancer. So basically what happened was they came back and they said, we have a plan. And this was huge because at the first hospital, or the testing I did through the cancer clinic there, said it's stage 4, it's so bad, it's saturated, there's nothing we can do. And hospice knocked on my door that night and came to my house, and my 2 hospice nurses were sitting on my living room couch crying with me and my family. And so they said they have a game, this new hospital said, we have a game plan. And I said, tell me about the game plan. So basically they said, we are gonna do 2 surgeries tomorrow. We're gonna attack it. We're gonna go in and we're gonna actually put a port in your chest. It's a device that goes under the skin and it takes the chemo into an artery, because chemotherapy chemically is so strong, they just can't do it as a regular IV. They're gonna do it through a port in my chest. And also, if you need any blood tests or anything throughout this time, which you become a test puppy and they do plenty of blood tests over and over again, they can just plug into your port and they can actually just draw blood that way. So the nurses and the medical people love when you have a port, but I had a port. They said the 2 surgeries are, we're gonna put a port in your body, and we're also going to stop your testosterone production because it's feeding the cancer. So basically, the next day after the surgeries, we're going to start chemo and we're going to start killing this cancer running all over your body. I was excited. I was melting, falling apart, losing weight, so sick from this cancer that I didn't even know I had 2 weeks earlier, and was just falling apart. And I was excited that they had a game plan, a little bit of an action plan. So basically what happened was I went into 2 surgeries. This is where the story gets a little interesting. Bear with me, because I'm blown away because it happened to me. I went into 2 surgeries, back-to-back surgeries. From the time they started prepping me till the time I woke up in the recovery room was about 5 hours. So basically, I'm talking to the nurses, the doctors are coming out, and they're saying, hey, Chuck, everything went perfect, the surgery went perfect, you're okay, you'll be going up to your room in no time. And basically what happened was that in the recovery room, at John C. Lincoln Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, I was laying there in the recovery room watching them prepping other people for their surgeries, and I started to get kind of a chill. And I looked back and it startled me because someone was standing right here, and I looked back and Jesus is standing right here. So he takes a step up to me, he just touches my shoulder, and he's gone. I'm freaking out. I'm laying there and I am like, what just happened to me? What just happened? So basically, got up to the room, told my girlfriend, told my boys what happened. They're crying. Everything was so emotional and so crazy already because of the cancer and everything. So it was just kind of crazy. So basically what happened was the next day the nurses came into my room and they said, time for your drugs. And here's your steroids for shrinking the tumors in your chest cavity. Here's your bone strengtheners. Now your pain meds are as needed. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad's your pain today? I was fitted for a brace because of my spinal collapse I had on. I sat up in the bed and I looked at the nurses and I said, I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any pain at all. And I don't even take aspirin. So if I don't have to, I don't want to take any pain meds. And so basically they handed me the nurse button and they said, as soon as you start feeling anything, squeeze the nurse button. We'll come and give you something. We want to stay ahead of this. We don't want it to get too crazy. From that day till now, 3 years ago, I never touched another pain med. With a collapsed back, metastasis in my body, and all this is very excruciating. No pain in my body. So basically I started telling people, it's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. So basically I start through 10 days at John C. Lincoln Hospital, 5 weeks at Mayo Clinic up on Bell Road, Scottsdale, Arizona. And there's nothing in that area, it's all desert. And for 5 weeks while I was there, starting my chemo, caretakers taking care of me, I would wake up in the morning and I would put on my back brace and my shoes, and if I had the energy, there's plenty of days where the chemo flat out kicked my butt and I stood up, maybe made it to the doorway, and then back to the bed. But on the days that I could go out that door, I went out the door, down the hall, and across the street into the desert at John C. Lincoln Hospital, Scottsdale, Arizona, and I started talking to God, and I said, hey, what is your plan for me? What is going on? Is this the end of the journey? What is going on? Cancer, the C word? I mean, I'm flipping out, and I'm, pretty much in God's hands. I had, the treatment, the doctors, the modern medicine, all these things are beautiful, but I'm telling you right now, from my experiences and what I've seen in the last 3 years, it's all in God's hands. So I'm talking to God, I'm having conversations with God, and He's talking back to me. and he's telling me about life, you know, how I wasted a lot of time in my life, just wasting a lot of time with things that weren't necessary, and stressed out about stuff and wasted money. And basically what happened was, he said, we're going to start getting little things back, and we're going to basically focus on the things you're passionate about. Quit wasting all this time, things you're truly passionate about. So when people talk about a life-changing experience, this was a life-changing experience, as I was being taught a lesson with my conversations with God. So let me tell you what happened to me, because it gets a little bit crazy. I was set up on a program for 6 months of chemo. So every 2 weeks I get a chemo. And I didn't feel too bad the day after, and maybe the second day, but by the third day, it kicked in. And it would floor you. So sick, lost weight, lost all my hair. I don't have much back, but I got some back, but I lost my hair. I lost 40 pounds. I was a sick boy. Going through chemo, 6 months of chemo, 3 months into my halfway mark. 3 months, they told me I had 3 months to live. All these things are on my mind. I go in to get my chemo treatment. You're looking at an IV bag hanging up here of a clear product, and you know it's poison. And you know it's killing cancer, but you know chemo is killing everything. Everything. And I'm doing anything I can. Juicing, essential oils, yoga, walking the dog, swimming laps in the pool. Anything I can to keep that human body fighting and trying to build up the immune system, because the chemo is crushing it, is just killing it, right? So basically I go in for my three month visit. They plug me in, 2.5 hours of drip. I go down the hall, and your cancer doctor reads your blood test. And your blood test is like 3 pages, and it's everything going on in the human body. Everything, okay? So basically they're reading it, and if there's something that's just a little tiny bit better, they'll tell you. I go in there, and my doctor's got a smile on her face. She said, I couldn't wait to see it today. I said, what's going on? She said, I don't have an explanation for this. I have never seen anything like this before in my life. I have read some things in some medical journals, but never seen anything like this before in my life. Your blood tests are almost like a normal, healthy guy. I had to finish the 6 months of chemo because it was the program. I was going to the gym and putting 1 pin in, making myself go, swimming laps in the pool, whatever I could do, and basically finish the 6 months of chemo. And the first tests come back right away are the blood tests. They can tell if there's tissue and blood are fighting anything off. And I was cancer-free at 6 months, cancer-free. So I still had to go in for my bone tests. And I was in almost like a discussion / argument with my cancer doctor. Chuck, your life has changed. Your lifestyle has completely changed. With all this metastasis damage in the bone in your body, you can't do what you used to do. And I kind of joked a little bit, and I said, I ride mountain bikes. And she said, your lifestyle's completely changed. I said, I do mud runs. And she said, never again. You're fragile. You know, you want to put bubble wrap on your body when you walk out that front door. She said, I had a patient bend over to pick up a bag of groceries who suffered 3 fractures, bam, 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 and ended up in a nursing home. She said, your lifestyle has changed. And I said, I don't feel that. I'm feeling pretty good. She said, your bone scans are set up for Thursday. That Thursday I went down to Tempe, Arizona, went in to see my bone doctor. They ran me through some scans, came back, and they're looking at the screen, the computer screen, and they're looking at me. And they're looking at the screen, they're looking at me, and they're like, can you see this? And I go, yeah, but looks like a skeleton. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. I mean, what's going on here? And she starts zooming in on the bones, and she said, if we didn't know you and we didn't see your previous scans, we would actually think you're lying to us. Your bones are perfectly clean. This metastasis that I was gonna have for the rest of my life, because that's the human body, damaged bone, that I was gonna have for the rest of my life, miraculously gone. So what I want to confirm, what I want to tell you guys is I went through a miraculous recovery of cancer but God also gave me the intelligence to juice and essential oils and do yoga and go to the gym and stay active and go for a walk with the dog. And so this is what I need to tell people. This is what you got to turn on. That death sentence, when you're sitting there on the couch or on the bed, laying there after chemo, thinking, I can't do anything, it's bull. And God told me, as long as you're alive, be fully alive, get off the couch and go live your life. So there are days that you can't. There are days that you can't. But there are also days that you can. There are days that you can go for a walk. The caretakers are your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your best friend. Caretakers, listen to me, I'm telling you. Take that person for a walk. Take them to the park. Take them down to a stream or a lake and let them see the ducks. This is part of living. This is things we got to turn on in our head. The brain is a huge, amazing healing apparatus, but if you're laying there on the couch and you think, hey, I'm dying, what's going to happen to me? It's not good. It's not good. And I don't know what the outcome is. And I don't know what God's plan is for you. But I do know that when we turn this on and we start to live, it's an absolute different ball game. So I want to put my story on here. You can give this story to anybody you want now. If you can, call me, call me. I've given out my number to a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people diagnosed with cancer, and I mean from all over the world. I've been talking to people because of social media. My story got to people in Australia and Ireland, and I love them dearly. But when someone's diagnosed with cancer, I feel like it's my path, and this is where God put me to help you fight. Help you fight. That's the name of the game, okay? So give this story to anybody you want, anybody that's either fighting cancer or just having something challenging and crappy going on in their life. This is a video about choosing life over choosing negative things and fighting. And that's what this is all about. And there's going to be more to this, but I want to put a video out so that you guys can get it and you can give it to the people that you love and it can help them. All right? My name is Chuck Keels. I'm originally from Ohio. I live in Gilbert, Arizona. I've been absolutely blessed to live longer than the doctors told me I had to live, and I want to share it with you. Give out the video, guys. I love you guys, and I am in your life, in your heart, and in your minds, and I will talk to you soon.